Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Kat, and for the next 40 minutes, we'll be doing a practice for withstanding anxiety. For this practice today, while certainly not necessary, it may feel supportive to have a pillow or a rolled blanket or a rolled towel. We'll be doing some restorative poses, and that might just feel supportive. No reason it can't be done without one, so no worries at all. But if you have one, now would be a lovely time to grab it. Even a hoodie might work. All right. We'll start in our easy seat. If this is a pose that feels grounded, like you have a strong foundation and can sit up tall, wonderful. If there's another one, say sitting in a chair, on your couch, kneeling, please feel free to go ahead and take that. Likewise, if you want to stand for this first minute of just kind of tuning in, checking in, stepping into our practice, um, please please personalize the pose for your practice today. Mm. So go ahead and come into a supported pose, seated, standing. And please begin to start noticing your breath. Just observe its natural flow, the movement of your body as you breathe. So subtle, just subtle movements of your abdomen and chest out. Your breath moving past your lips or the tip of your nose. Even your back, the space behind your heart as it expands with each breath. Working towards inhaling down to your navel, expanding across the space between your shoulder blades. And exhaling, bringing your navel towards your spine, fully exhaling. And knowing that whatever your breath looks like today is just right. It's all relative. So a deep, slow breath is going to look different for each one of us. We'll start our practice here, simply coming into a still, quiet place where you can observe your breath. And bring your palms of your hands together and gently rub them, feeling the texture of your palms, listening to the sound it creates. It's raining here and I have a metal roof. So it sounds pretty lovely with the raindrops. It's pretty beautiful to think that we may all be in different weather patterns. I'm grateful for the rain. Notice if your hands feel a little bit warmer now. Mm. And then bring them down to your thighs and just gently press in. Press down. And as you do so, lift the crown of your head up. Today, we're gonna do some restorative poses, so some that we hold maybe for a minute and just allow our bodies to rest. Because if we're experiencing anxiety throughout our day, we do want to incorporate some time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, but some time for our body to restore, to do some healing, to do some rest, right? So that we can tuck these in our pocket and use them as needed. Um, if you'd like to turn on some gentle music, either just when we're holding for a minute or so, that can be a lovely way to focus and ground. So just check in with yourself, know yourself, and if you're someone who sitting for a minute of silence might be supported nicely by having some music on to keep your mind in the moment. Keep your mind on, hey, we're just restoring, we're just healing right now. If that would be helpful. Otherwise, if you're sitting in silence, just listening to your breath, coming back to your breath. As thoughts come up, just come back to noticing your breath and let your body do the work of healing and resting and grounding down. Likewise, last week we talked about just noticing what parts of our body is on the ground. So let's try both of those things right now, and then we'll move a little bit between restorative poses just so we keep our body warm, as that feels good as well. And then we'll come into some restorative poses. So for the next 3 breaths, go ahead and practice just noticing what parts of your body are touching the ground. What does that feel like? And then checking in with your breath. What does your breath feel like? What is its pace and temperature, sound? And once more, inhale, lift the crown of your head up. And exhale, press your hands into your thighs. All right, we're gonna come down onto our backs. So if you start by moving into a space and grounding the soles of your feet to the ground, placing your hands on your knees, inhaling to lift your chest, lift your gaze, and then exhale, round your spine and tuck your chin, roll all the way down to your back, keeping your legs just so. Feel the weight of your head against the ground. Do a little shimmy to ground your shoulder blades evenly. You can step your feet in closer to your pelvis so that you can ground the whole length of your spine down. Then place your hands simply on your chest and abdomen, really wherever they fall so you can feel your breath. And then heel toe your feet out so they're wider than your hips. If you're using a yoga mat, you can kind of take them out to the edge. If you're not, you can just feel for that moment where you feel like you can still bring your knees together to touch, or even put a book or a pillow between them and feel just a little bit of sensation on your outer hips, just enough to bring your awareness there, but still feel restful through your legs. Feel them supporting each other as they lean in. Being able to ground all 4 corners of your feet. Then check in with your breath and be curious about what your breath looks like and feels like in this posture. And continue to breathe here just so. 3 more rounds of breath here. Exhale fully. And then heel toe your feet back in so they're hip distance apart. Maybe bring your heels in a bit closer. So we're gonna move for a moment, warm up our body, circulate our breath. So bring your hands down either side of your hips. And again, exhale here. And as you inhale, lift your hips any amount. And as you exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, lift, pressing into your feet, shoulders, hands, lifting your hips. Slowly exhale and bring them back down. And go with the pace of your breath. Lifting your hips any amount, pausing at the top of your inhale, and then exhaling to bring them back down, pausing. As you complete your exhale, bring your hips back down. Keep going just so. Stay just here, or consider lifting your arms up overhead as you lift your hips, moving through your shoulders as well. Do 5 more rounds, slowly, slowly. Pause whenever you need. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, ground down and pause here. From here, heel toe your feet together so the big toe edges of your feet touch, and then allow your knees to fall out either side, coming into a bound angle pose. Your hands you can place on your thighs or on your abdomen, or even out to your sides. Whatever feels restorative here, whatever allows you to focus on your body and breath and feel restful. It can feel lovely here to place pillows under your knees or even a stack of books so that your legs feel supported, but no need. 3 more rounds of breath here, feeling your breath and body settle in to this bound angle, pressing the soles of your feet together. Inhale and lift your knees. Place the soles of your feet back on the ground and just pause here. And then gently roll to one side or the other and press to slowly come back up to a seat and pause. Okay, we're going to move into a grounded lunge. So go ahead and place your left foot forward. Ground your right knee back and the top of your right foot as well. If you'd like to place books or blocks or rolled towels under your hands just to create some more space for breath, I'll go ahead and show you what that might look like. So if I place these books here, simply have more space to take some deep breaths. And it doesn't have to be books, it can be whatever lifts the floor up a bit. But find a grounded lunge where you can continue to breathe, noticing your breath. You feel just a little bit of sensation across the front of your hips and thighs, opening up there, but also feeling grounded and supported, lifting the crown of your head forward and up for a long spine. 3 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to come into a wide leg pose. Our hands are going to stay on the ground. So we're looking at that kind of restorative, grounded feeling. But go ahead and bring your hands over to the right. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and just turn your toes to the right. So, however, you can make that transition, go for it. That's one way to do it, but if you wanna pause and shimmy your way into a wide leg forward fold, go ahead and do so. And then point your toes out, just kind of one step. And we're doing that so that we can bend one knee over our toes. So, for example, I'm gonna bend my right knee, let's go over my right toes. Now, while I do that, I'm gonna walk my hands over to my right toes as well, and then I'm gonna play with lifting my left toes, dropping my hips to my right heel. Any amount, any amount, same benefit, no matter how far our bodies go this morning. Then inhale, come back through center, then exhale over to the other side. So just moving through hips, moving with your breath. Again, just moving our bodies a little bit before we come down into another pause. A couple of different variations for this movement is one to just keep your hands at center. Really focus on grounding down through your feet and lifting and lowering your hips with your breath. Inhaling through center, exhaling to the side. Another one is you can lift your hands and bring them to your heart, pressing in as you move side to side. Alright, slowly, slowly. We're gonna come back into a grounded lunge, but this time with our right foot forward. So the next time you're towards the right, go ahead and turn your toes to the right. Ground your left knee down in the top of your left foot. So you'll likely be turning in the other direction. And then depending on your space and your body this morning, feel free to make that transition however best supports you. I'm just looking at coming back into a grounded lunge, this time with our right foot forward, left leg back, and breathe. And let your breath and your heart rate, your thoughts settle, settle, settle. Pause. 2 more rounds of breath here. Hmm. And then we'll come back into our easy seat. So one way to do that is to bring your right foot back to meet left, coming into tabletop, maybe moving your spine a bit and crossing one ankle over the other and coming back. We're gonna come into deer pose, which is one of my favorite restorative poses. It's very similar in its benefits to pigeon pose, but much less intense as far as the stretch. Um, so this is one where I do use a pillow if you wanna grab a pillow or a blanket, um, or a towel or a hoodie or a couple, go ahead and do so, but I'll also show you how to do it without anything, with just your body. So keeping your left leg just as it is in our cross-legged posture, please go ahead and rotate your right leg at the hip so that you can bring your right knee into the arch of your left foot or thereabouts. So we have kind of a zigzag shape with our legs and they're mimicking each other. Okay. And then if you are using a prop, you can place it out from your left knee, so it's kind of going diagonally out from your hips. And then reach your arms out, take a big stretch, wiggle your fingers, maybe stretch your toes while you're at it, and then turn. So left rib cage back, right rib cage forward. So we're twisting over your left knee and then forward fold. So you're gonna come down. If you have a prop, you can place your palms down and then bring your right cheek to your hand. And then pause and let your body settle in. Stretch through the hips, so long, slow exhales, grounding your hips down. If you're not using a prop, just to create some space for your breath, you can create stacked hands here. And then bring your forehead down, or again, your right cheek. We're gonna be here for a little over a minute. So if you wanna grab props or if you wanna come down and then adjust as you go, certainly have time to do so. Continue to stay just so. 5 more rounds of breath here. Exhale. Press into your hands as you inhale to rise up. And then take a moment here, coming back through center. Ground your hands down and lift your knees, and then just allow them come over one side and then the other. Just to release the stretch. Move a bit before we come into the other side. All right, so now we'll be coming to the other side. So right, and if it helps, uh, come back through center. And this time, right leg will stay as is. And then bring the knee of your left leg into the arch of your right foot. Move your props over if you're using them. Reach your arms out, wiggle your fingers and toes, and then roll your right rib cage back, left forward. Inhale here, and then exhale, forward fold. Coming down any amount to pillows or blankets or stacked hands. Take a moment to notice maybe how this side feels different. Maybe notice any shifts in your breath. And be gentle with yourself here. And if you notice any quickening of your thoughts, any discomfort, just notice it. It's valid, important. And then check in with the pace of your breath, maybe even count off beats so that you can lengthen out your exhales, cueing your body and mind to rest. Check in with physical sensations in this moment. Your body against the ground, the air in the room, the temperature, any sounds. And bring yourself back into this moment, this practice, this pose. Continue breathing just so. We'll take 5 more breaths here in our deer pose. Exhale. Inhale, press into your hands, lift back up. And again, just turn, ground your hands and feet down and allow your knees to fall one side and then the other. Back to our easy seat. We're going to do a minute of breath work. So we're going to do a practice called cyclical sighing. And so if you'd like to choose a different posture or come to your couch or your bed, please feel free to do so. Place your hands on your legs. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And simply notice your breath. Cyclical sighing is a lovely practice as a reset, right? If we feel our breath kind of taking the driver's seat, maybe the pace of the breath increasing, or maybe we're feeling extra lethargic, right? And our breath is super, super shallow and slow. This is a lovely one that creates a little bit of warmth, a little constriction in our throat. But then also we have long, slow exhales, which are always that cue for our mind and body to rest. So we kind of get the best of both worlds. So to do this, we'll have a 3 parts breath. So we're going to actually take 2 inhales, like 2 sips of air in, and that's where we get that warmth, that maybe that expansion across our chest, moving our breath maybe a little deeper into our belly as we take 2 smaller inhales in, and then we're going to take a long, slow exhale, right? That like, oh, body and mind, we're going to rest here in this moment. Okay. Another way I like to think of this is Queen's breath, because I think of the song we sing in stadiums when we're like, right? So it's inhale, inhale, exhale. So sometimes having that music in my mind helps me stay on track. So inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. And then the pace is totally up to you, right? So if slower or faster is a better balance to where you're at, just go with your intuition. And at any point, just pause and come back to your natural breath, right? It's all about just observing what happens in your mind and heart and body when we try these different breathing practices. I'll go ahead and start and then just join in whenever you're ready. So that's inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Short inhale, long exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale. 3 more. One last round. Exhale, and then let your breath come naturally. Simply notice any shifts in your breath, sensations in your body. Exhale here. Inhale and lift your knees to place the soles of your feet on the ground. Inhale, lift your gaze, lift your chest, and then slowly exhale, round your spine and come down to the ground. Lift your knees, lift your feet, bring your knees in towards your chest. Exhale. Then extend your legs long, bringing them all the way down to the ground. Bring your arms down either side of your body. And simply notice your feet and legs, hips and spine and shoulders, arms, your neck up to your head, resting, supported by the ground. And simply pause here. One final rest in our practice today. Inhale fully and exhale powerfully through your mouth. Reach your arm up overhead and then roll to one side or the other. And slowly, slowly come back up to a seat. Exhale and reach your arms out. Inhale, sweep your hands forward, bringing them into the center of your chest and gently tuck your chin. I am so grateful for this community, for this practice, for you. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, restful day and to see you again next week.